Can you believe it? Just when you thought the NBA offseason couldn't get any wilder, a bombshell drops that reshapes not just one, but two franchises and leaves you wondering, are the Boston Celtics truly losing their minds, or are they playing a desperate, high-stakes game of chess that only they understand? For weeks, the basketball world has been reeling from the Celtics' seemingly contradictory moves, culminating in a trade proposal that, on paper, looks like highway robbery. Today, we're peeling back the layers of this bewildering saga, exposing the hidden desperation in Boston, the strategic brilliance unfolding in Washington, and the shocking season-altering injury that has forced the hand of a championship contender. Get ready, because the whispers are turning into shouts. Anfernee Simons, the prized acquisition just weeks ago, is on the trading block, and the Washington Wizards are poised to pounce, potentially securing a game-changing talent for a shockingly low price. The Boston Celtics, a franchise synonymous with championship aspirations, made headlines earlier this offseason with a move that sent shockwaves through the league. In a bid to navigate the treacherous waters of the NBA's new collective bargaining agreement and duck under the dreaded second apron, they made a difficult but seemingly necessary decision: trading away defensive stalwart Jrue Holiday. In return, they acquired Anfernee Simons, a dynamic young guard from the Portland Trail Blazers. On the surface, it appeared to be a shrewd piece of business. Simons, a prolific scorer with a versatile offensive arsenal and a deadly three-point shot, offered a younger, cheaper alternative to the veteran Holiday, who, at 35, had shown faint whispers of regression in his defensive prowess last season. The consensus around the league was that the Celtics had, against all odds, won the Holiday-Simons trade, securing a future asset while addressing their financial constraints. But then, the whispers began. And those whispers quickly escalated into a roaring chorus of reports. The Celtics, astonishingly, were looking to flip Anfernee Simons again. The very player they had just acquired, the one hailed as a cornerstone of their future, was now reportedly available. This sudden pivot left fans and analysts scratching their heads. Why would a team make such a significant move, only to immediately try to undo it? Was there a deeper, more urgent motivation at play? The answer, it turns out, is a seismic one, a piece of news that has been quietly reverberating through league circles and has fundamentally altered the Celtics' immediate future. Jayson Tatum, their undisputed superstar and the very engine of their championship hopes, is reportedly out for the entire upcoming season with a torn Achilles tendon. This devastating injury, a cruel twist of fate, changes everything. Without Tatum, the Celtics' championship window for the upcoming season has slammed shut. Their immediate focus must shift from contending to managing assets, maintaining flexibility, and preparing for Tatum's return. In this new, grim reality, Simons' contract, with just 1 year remaining, becomes a potential liability rather than an asset, especially if the Celtics are worried about the cost of retaining him long-term when they won't be competing at the highest level. Their priority is no longer about immediate talent upgrades, but about shedding salary, acquiring future draft capital, and bolstering their depleted depth. This sudden shift in Boston's strategic landscape has opened a golden opportunity, a potential highway robbery scenario for a team like the Washington Wizards. The Wizards, under new management, have been meticulously sculpting a roster designed for the future. They've embraced a full-scale rebuild, amassing an impressive collection of young talent, highlighted by projected 2025 draftees Trey Johnson and Will Riley, alongside their 2024 NBA draft first-rounders Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, and Bub Carrington. They've also brought in recent first-rounders like Cam Whitmore and Dylan Jones. This influx of youthful potential is exciting, but it's raw and proven, and in need of both mentorship and a bridge to immediate competitiveness. Enter Anfernee Simons. The Wizards, having recently traded away Jordan Poole, find themselves with a glaring need for self-creation, dynamic scoring, and consistent three-point shooting. Simons, at just 26 years old and entering his 8th NBA season, perfectly bridges the gap between their brand-new rookies and the aging veterans they've brought in to mentor them, such as Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton, and CJ McCollum. These veterans, while past their absolute primes, still possess invaluable experience and on-court impact. Simons, still very much in his prime, would provide the immediate offensive punch and the developmental fit that Washington desperately needs. So let's break down the proposed trade that has the league buzzing. Wizards receive Anfernee Simons, Celtics receive Corey Kispert, Richaun, Holmes, 2 second-round picks. From the Wizards' perspective, this deal is an absolute dream. They acquire a proven 19.3 points per game scorer who is deadly from beyond the arc and possesses the ability to create his own shot, a skill set sorely lacking in their current roster. Simons' age, 26, aligns perfectly with their long-term timeline, allowing him to grow alongside their burgeoning young core. He instantly elevates their offensive ceiling, making them more competitive next season without compromising their future flexibility. The cost? A solid but not spectacular shooter in Corey Kispert, a veteran big man in Richaun Holmes who has struggled with consistency and injuries, and 2 second-round picks, which are valuable but far from the premium assets typically required for a player of Simons' caliber. Given the Celtics' apparent desperation to move Simons, this truly feels like a steal for Washington. Now let's examine this from the Celtics side, where the logic at first glance seems baffling, but becomes clear when viewed through the lens of Tatum's devastating injury and their subsequent shift in strategy. With Tatum sidelined for the season, the Celtics are no longer in win-now mode. Their focus has shifted to financial flexibility, acquiring future assets, and addressing immediate roster needs, particularly at the center position. The trade of Kristaps Porzingis, Luke Kornet signing with the San Antonio Spurs, and Al Horford's unlikelihood of returning have left Boston incredibly thin at center. Their current options are limited to Nemias Quetta, Xavier Tillman, and Luka Garza. Richaun Holmes, despite his recent struggles, is a legitimate NBA center under contract for 2 more seasons. He immediately provides much-needed depth and a veteran presence in the paint. While not a star, he fills a critical void for a team that will be rebuilding its frontcourt depth. Corey Kispert, meanwhile, is an intriguing piece for Boston. He's one of the NBA's best three-point shooters, a skill that perfectly aligns with the Celtics' offensive philosophy. They already shoot more shots from beyond the arc than any other team in the league. Kispert could seamlessly step into a role similar to Sam Hauser, providing elite floor spacing and consistent shooting. He's also under contract until after the 2028-29 season, offering long-term stability and a valuable asset that can contribute when Tatum eventually returns. While neither Holmes nor Kispert are of Simons' individual caliber, they provide crucial depth and address specific roster deficiencies that have become paramount in the wake of Tatum's injury. The 2 second-round picks are simply icing on the cake, adding to their future draft capital. The reality is the Celtics aren't looking for equal value in terms of star power. They're looking to shed Simons' remaining salary, avoid a potential long-term commitment they can't afford or don't want given their new timeline, and acquire players who fill immediate holes and provide future flexibility. The fact that there doesn't appear to be a robust trade market for Simons, perhaps due to his expiring contract or teams being wary of his fit, makes this realistic for Boston, even if it feels like a massive win for Washington. This proposed trade is a microcosm of the NBA's ever-evolving landscape. It highlights how quickly fortunes can change with a single devastating injury, forcing even the most established contenders to pivot dramatically. For the Boston Celtics, it's a painful but necessary step back, a strategic retreat to regroup and prepare for a future that now looks very different. They are prioritizing depth, financial flexibility, and future assets over immediate talent, a clear sign that they understand the upcoming season is about managing expectations and rebuilding around a healthy Jayson Tatum. For the Washington Wizards, however, this is a moment of profound opportunity. They are positioned to acquire a young, dynamic talent who perfectly complements their burgeoning core and accelerates their rebuild. Anfernee Simons isn't just a scorer. He's a bridge, a player who can help their young draftees develop while also making the team more competitive in the short term. This isn't just about winning more games next season. It's about establishing a winning culture, providing their rookies with a veteran who can show them the ropes, and adding a crucial piece to their long-term puzzle. The silence from Boston has been deafening, but the actions speak volumes. The Celtics are in a desperate situation, and the Wizards are ready to capitalize. This isn't just a trade, it's a strategic coup, A stark reminder that in the NBA, opportunity often arises from another team's misfortune. The question is no longer if Anfernee Simons will be traded, but when the Wizards will officially pull off what could be the steal of the offseason. What are your thoughts on this potential trade? Do you believe the Wizards are getting an absolute steal, or do the Celtics' reasons for making this move make sense in light of Tatum's injury? Share your predictions and insights in the comments below. And if you're as intrigued by these NBA offseason chess matches as we are, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more exclusive analysis and breaking news.